Welcome to the This is All Skate Shop YouTube channel. I'm Ivo and this is Odette.
Hi everyone.
Odette is our team rider from Berlin and we are at the Vondel Cup right now. So the Vondel Cup just happened. It's our yearly event in the Vondel Park. If you're in the neighborhood or if you can make an excuse to be in the neighborhood, next year, the end of August, we'll do it again. I hope Odette will be there as well
I hope so too.
again. Okay, Odette was doing the flow skating part. We'll have different sports there. So there's skate cross, there's a skate disco, there's slalom skating, there's aggressive skating, and there's hockey skating. So all types of skating. We have rentals, normal rental, and flow type of rental. And it's in the middle of Amsterdam, so there's lots of random people watching, which makes this event super cool. And we're gonna take this excuse now that Odette is here to do something, because she just got a pair of beautiful wizard frames, Seba CJ boots, and an intuition liner. But there's something missing in this setup to make it complete, and we're gonna make her setup entirely complete. Especially for Odette, because she has really special foot. Every foot is different. It's a little bit like a Cinderella story. Can you show the people your foot, please?
Let me take off my shoe.
So everybody has different feet. Some people have like really flat feet, but Odette here has a super high arch. You see, I can just put my fingers underneath, and any insole will be too weird for her. And so we're gonna make a custom insole in this video. It's going to be a specific type of custom insole. It's going to be a super feet custom insole. So this is the normal super feet, which is for most normal people just fine because it has like, yeah, the like average foot. But if you have a specialized foot, or even if you just want to have like the most comfortable experience ever, you can have like a customized super feet. And we do that with this insole boot fitting machine. Let me tell you real quick what makes these insoles so special. Because normally what you think is that you want to have like something soft underneath your foot, because softness is associated with comfortableness, right?
Yeah.
And you already upgraded today. We put in actually 2 really hard heel raisers underneath her heel to, yeah, because it's a flat boot. And you want to be a little bit higher. And these are super hard.
Yeah.
And what did you notice the difference? Because before you had like squishy ones. How did you notice the skating change?
It definitely just gives me a lot more control.
Yeah.
And I also have better heel lock. Because it's a little bit higher than what I had before. Okay. So yeah, that is a very good upgrade to my setup.
And the hardness gives you control with specific tricks like slides, I can imagine?
Yeah.
Or is there any other tricks that are?
Yeah, slides, but also other normal wizard style tricks where you push through the heel. That can be like lions or gazelles or whatever. Yeah.
Because the shock absorber, if it's like really squishy, it takes in a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. And that absorption of the energy, you don't want that. People do, however, think that squishiness is comfortable. And in this video, like the goal for me in this video is to convince you that comfortableness is not in softness, but comfortableness actually comes from having the right shape. For example, if I would now like smash the side of this bench with my arm here, you can try it, do it with the side of your arm. It hurts, right?
It's not comfortable,
It's not nice. And you can imagine if you like do it really hard, it would hurt.
Yeah.
If I would put this here and do it, and you would do it really hard, it would still hurt. Try it. Come on. It hurts.
I mean, it's okay.
Yeah?
But it's not comfortable.
It's not comfortable. And like this is kind of like a little bit like the shin of your arm. But now just imagine that you broke your wrist and you have like a full cast. But the cast is exactly perfect in the shape of your arm. If you do it then, the impact of this point will not just mean this point, but it will be equally divided over your complete arm. Yeah. So if you would have a cast, you can hit actually something sharp as hard. So because all this is vacuum. Okay. So that's a little bit of a story where you see how much the perfect shape, like a cast, actually is better than something that's squishy. And the same goes for your heel. And I want to draw that out real quick. Here we have the heel bone, and around the heel bone is this nice and squishy material. Nice and squishy, soft material. And normally you stand on the ground. But if you then put some weight on it, actually this happens. You have the heel bone and you have the squishy material. It gets pushed to the side a little bit and then it goes like this. And then the heel bone actually pierces into to the squishy material. So the ground is here. So this is when you are walking normally or doing anything or landing in a trick or pushing in for a slide. This is what happens. And this is actually quite exhausting to have that squishy material underneath your heel squished like that. So what the Superfeet does, if it's in the right shape at least, this is a super hard cup, just like as if you would have a cast in your arm. It's kind of like a cast for your foot, where it holds your foot into the perfect position. So you have your heel bone, and then you have your squishy material. Draw the squishy material here as well. Be consistent. And then you have your Superfeet around that a little bit like this. And then you stand on it, and the force gets equally divided over this entire area here. So that none of the specific spots are pressurized, but the pressure is equally divided. So you can skate a lot longer, and it's a lot comfortable if you have an insole that's in the right shape. For you, we need to do it with that machine. If I didn't convince you enough, I know that I did, but it's also, of course, for the people at home. We have this little heel drop test, and where you can do it at home. And the heel drop test goes like this, where I want you to stand up, and you go on your toes, and you just, on one foot, you let yourself drop on your heel, and just see how the impact feels on your heel. Can you do that for me? So you go on your toe, and just let yourself drop completely, and just feel your heel. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel it's not really comfortable on your heel,
No,
right?
no.
Yeah, okay. All right. So now we have like a squishy insole, and I bet it's going to be more comfortable also because it's like super high, this one. So go really high on your toes and then drop, boom.
Yeah, it's
definitely better, right?
Yeah,
Yes. Okay. But now I hope that I'm right, because if I have a Superfeet which is in the right shape, and I don't know yet what her size is, I bet that it's even more comfortable. A little bit more to the front. All right. Yeah. I think this is the right size. So it's about the width of the heel, and this looks already really nice. Okay. So do the same test on your toes, and then drop. Boom.
Oh yeah, that feels good.
And how does it compare to the soft shock absorber?
It does a better job, like you said before, of kind of distributing the weight over the impact over my heel.
It's true. Yes.
It works. Yeah.
Perfect contestant. So now I kind of know your size. This is size D, and Superfeet sizing is super awkward and complicated. I'm gonna do a video about this in the future, where I'm gonna try to make this more easy for people to buy it at home. But for now, if you buy it at home, just be sure to buy probably 1 or 2 sizes bigger than that's advertised.
Okay.
Because the size D is listed for EU size 39 to 41, and you have like a size 36, right?
36, yeah.
So that doesn't make any sense. And I skate like size 44, and I am not a really like brute guy in my physique. I'm quite slender. I'm a little bit fat, of course, but I mean, I'm quite slender. And even I have I don't have wide heel, but I have a Superfeet size, I think 47 or something. So as a general rule, take a couple sizes bigger than your normal shoe size. But we're gonna dive into like more specific ways to measure the heel cup in the future. For now, I know the broad approach, so I'm gonna take a size D of the heat moldable ones. So I got a D here. And to do that, I'm gonna first heat it up. This one comes in 2 little parts, so you have like the hard cast. I'm gonna heat that up. It has glue, and I'm gonna make sure this is in the perfect shape of Odette's foot. And then I'm gonna glue this on here, and we'll have the perfect insole in her shape.
Great.
I'm gonna do that by vacuum sucking this bag around her foot. So you can now take place on the little stool here, and the boot fitting process will start. So that then you can put one foot here.
Move my stool a little
Yep.
closer. With the heel?
Yes, like that, and then we put it all the way over there. I'm gonna put the adjusters here. There's 2 ways to do it, and that's the third way, and that's the only good way. The wrong way to do it is to stand on your foot, as if you're standing on the ground, because then you have this situation. And you don't want to mold the insole to this situation, right?
Because that's what you're trying to avoid.
That's what I'm trying to avoid. We can also not have it floating in the air, because then the foot is just like la la la. So what we're doing now is we're giving pressure on this part of the foot. So you need to push on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit, so that it doesn't roll. So then only that, so your foot goes into a little bit of a tension, and then your foot is actually in the right position where we can mold it. Okay, stroke up your pants all the way to the top. Then we're gonna put some insole magic on your foot. We start with the left one, so I need to put the left one in the oven first. Okay. And then we put this zakje. It's Dutch for bag. Zakje around your foot. We can already do this. This is the vacuum pump, and it's gonna suck the air out of the zakje. That's gonna do the molding actually. The vacuum is gonna do the molding. So now it's nice and squishy. We put everything on real quick before it dries up. So I put the insole on there. I put this, the hard part. So you need to put your foot on the insole now. Boom. So now it's just a matter of waiting until it cools down a little bit. So we need to do this for 1 or 2 minutes. All right, time is up. So let's stop the pump. Do you feel like a rollade a little bit? It's probably nice and tight.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
There you go.
Yeah, you can take that off. And now we have an insole which has a super high arch here. So this is especially for Odette. Do you have an old insole maybe? There's
No, I
insole
don't, because I'm not wearing
in
insoles.
In your shoes, there's no insole?
No, I don't. Really
Okay, because
have
normally what I do is I take the old insole and then I
compare it.
lay it against it, and then I know where to cut.
Ah, okay.
But now I'm just gonna let you
Do it with the size of my feet.
First off, how does this feel?
Feels good. It feels like it fits my feet, and it feels like it's giving me the arch support that I need.
Awesome.
Because that's a problem that I usually have if I ride without insoles or with the stock insoles that were in that boot. It just really didn't give me enough support for my arch. Weakens the power transfer, just like having a squishy heel race.
100%. Then I'm just gonna do this. Okay, so now I know where to cut. And then we're gonna try it out in your skate. If you ever have a super feet and you don't need to cut it off, you probably have the wrong heel size. You see how much we need to take off for her foot. It's crazy. But for my super feet it's actually the same. It's about like 4 centimeters we're taking off. So this is your foot, it's really weird.
Small.
Let's see if it fits in your skate as well. And I think maybe we need one less heel racer, because we have the insole. So, but we can try both and experiment a little bit with it. So there's a big discussion to put it underneath the liner or in the liner. I have not met any expert who knows anything about insoles who says to put it underneath the liner. The only people I know who put it underneath, and I had this discussion with Leon, he says to put it underneath because he likes the feeling of the neoprene intuition liner, that it's underneath the sole and above the sole everywhere the same.
Yeah.
So if that's what you want, if that's your argument and you want to go with that, of course you can, but it's not meant for it. Another reason to put it underneath is that the liner is supposed to work perfectly with your entire foot. So the liner has like a place where your ankle bone is, and if you have an insole in it, the relative liner goes down.
Lower, yeah.
So that's also a thing that changes if you put a super feet in the liner or not, the relative position to the liner. So that's just something to think about. It's your own choice what you want to do with that. The foot experts say in the boot. Some people who are really fanatical skaters like it underneath. You choose. I have it in.
I'll have to try it out. Yeah. Okay, before I close the skate, I think we need to cut off slightly more here on the outside.
Let's do it. Yeah.
This little part here.
Make it a little bit slimmer like this.
Yeah.
Maybe this weird knob here.
That felt good.
Okay.
It was more the other side.
We currently only have this available in our store in Amsterdam. We also have a store in Berlin, of course. So it's also worth definitely visiting the Berlin store for any of your boot fitting questions. If you want to try something, if it's not available in Berlin, you can always request it there and we can ship it to Berlin. And then you can just so basically try anything on the website in our store in Berlin as well, if it's not on stock there.
This feels like it fits my foot quite perfectly. Let me stand on that.
Knee over toe.
Yeah.
There you go.
That feels good.
Awesome. First time you have an insole that's actually fitting.
Honestly, I never used insoles before.
Yeah.
Because it just makes the boot smaller and I have wide feet, so that's always a problem for me.
Yeah.
That the boot is already too small.
Yeah.
So I usually just ride it without an insole, but that's not great either.
Yeah.
So I hope this makes a difference to my skating. I'll only see that when I start skating, of course.
Yeah.
But for now, it feels really good.
If you want to follow along with the journey that Odette's going to take with the insole, follow her on ODETTE.
Yeah, on Instagram. That's it.
Exactly. So, of course, if you want to follow the more like tech talks on our YouTube, we make a new video like this every week. So consider subscribing to the channel. Any last words that you want to say to the people at home?
Maybe you need an insole. This is like things that are, you might think it's a minor detail, but it actually can make a major difference to your skating, I think.
Yeah, it did for me at least. I broke my foot once like 15 years ago, and that old injury came back really, and the insole fixed that for me. Even if you don't have like an injury or a weird foot, I think the power transfer alone and the longevity that you have like of being able to stand on your skate, because your foot just gets tired less if it's in the right position and supported properly. The Superfeet insole keeps your foot nicely in place. So if you have like a flat feet, platvoeten, how's it in German?
Plattfüße?
Plattfüßen. Yeah. The heel cup makes it so that your foot actually is in the proper position where your foot also has the maximum power to do a push. So that's the whole insole story. Of course, now we're gonna do it with the other foot. And maybe you should do like an update on your Instagram so that people at home will know later what you think about it.
Check back in after a couple sessions and see if it makes a good difference.
Okay, thank you Odette, and thank you guys for watching. If you like videos like this, subscribe to the channel and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.